Brown Beauties. Welcome to Well Honestly, the podcast, sponsored by Brown Women Wellness. I'm Andretta, a functional nutrition wellness coach.
And I'm Akila. We are your mother-daughter hosts, bringing two different generations together weekly to educate you on all things related to health, nutrition, financial, and mental wellness during these changing times.
Once we know what choices we have, we can do better because we know the struggle to stay healthy is real.
We invite you to come as you are, but leave inspired to become your best healthy self. So let's get started.
We're back.
A little loud there. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Hey, we back, everybody. I know you guys been wondering where we've been and what we've been doing.
Coming in hot.
Hey. We took 2 months off. I think.
What is this?
This is March.
December, January, February. Yeah. Actually.
Almost three. We had a lot of things happen.
A lot of life.
A lot of lifing things went on in those 3 months.
Yeah.
We needed those 3 months, though.
We did.
We're going to reintroduce ourselves to our audience to make sure that you guys don't forget who we are and
remember
and
us?
why we're here.
Well, since you're so full of all the energy, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
We got to be full of energy, okay? So listen, I'm Andretta, and we formulated Brown Women Wellness, Akila and I, a few years ago now. It's been almost 3.
Yeah. Been about 3.
So, and we wanted to have this podcast to talk about all things related to health and wellness of brown women. And my background is I'm a functional nutritionist. And I bring with me a lot of information that will help us improve our health. And then, we try to make it fun. And Akila and I come in here and we try to impart a whole lot of information on you guys, but we try to keep it informative. And we also try to make it fun so it won't be boring.
Well, I am Akila. I am not certified in anything. I am a health enthusiast. So I believe in taking care of myself. I have always been into like holistic healthcare. And I'm here just to give a bit more credence to those who are either interested in healthcare or holistic healthcare and may not know where to start. I ask the questions that I'm sure everybody has when Andretta goes way over our heads.
When I go scientific.
And I'm also here just to impart some of my wisdom because I do believe I have some to give as far as holistic healthcare and being I wouldn't call myself middle-aged, but I am middle of age.
Middle of age.
Yeah.
You're my millennial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what that is.
So the good thing is we take health from two different perspectives.
Correct.
She takes it more for that age group, 30 and maybe between 30 and 45. I take it above 45, but then it all relates to all healthcare because at the end of the day, healthcare is healthcare. But we try to give you guys subject matter that pertain to what you're interested in, what's affecting you, what your pain points are, what you want to improve. And based upon what we get back and the feedback we're getting, it sounds like, everyone right now is interested in their mental health. Everyone is interested. I've heard so many people say they're interested in losing weight. I hear a lot of people are interested in their gut health. I hear intermittent fasting. I hear a lot of different things from different women. But at the end of the day, we all want to improve our health. But why did we take this hiatus, Keila? Let's get personal now. We're gonna tell them what happened to us because I know you guys want to know why we were on break for several months, and I guess I'll start.
Go ahead.
Well, what I want to do is take a moment of silence. We lost a lot of people in 2021, including my father. And I want to take a moment of silence, just a brief moment of silence to honor and respect all those who lost their loved ones in 2021 and up until now, because it has been a very difficult time. And losing my father had a big impact on me because I was very close to my father. So I want to take a moment, and here we go. Okay. Thank you so much for that. So, part of the reason that I had to take a break was I found my father was dying, and I had to. My father lives in Alabama, and of course, I live in the Chicagoland area, and I was flying back and forth uh, for 6 weeks, checking on his health, making sure he was comfortable. He made the conscious decision to leave the hospital, and he wanted to leave this life in his home. So that took a toll on me. Watching that whole process, it gave me PTSD because I lost my mother in 2012. And so it was a trying time for me. And it led me to my own health challenges that I didn't even realize I had, which was it was just stressful. So during that time, I myself wound up having to address some health issues of my own, which I won't go into right now. But thank you Jesus, and thank you God. We've been able to make a turnaround and get back into the swing of things. But it did make me step back, and that was one of the reasons that we needed to take a break. I run my full time job as a realtor. I just found out that I'm running in the top 3% volume in the country. So that was, I was working harder than I even realized I was working. So between running my real estate business, running Brown Women Wellness, a podcast, and a sick father, I needed to take a break.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me, not even I think, I know what had happened was I was simply burnt out. Her father being my grandfather, it definitely affected me. I did a big move from Texas, as most of you all know, back to Chicago. So I was still adjusting with my career and living and just getting reacquainted with the city of Chicago again. So that was a little stressful in itself. And then because of all of the stress of everything, it played a part in my own downfall, so to speak, with health, where I had some major stomach issues and major digestive issues that literally sat me down for about a month and a half. And so, with all of that, we definitely, it all kind of coincided together where we just collectively decided, you know what? Let's not force this thing. Let's actually take care of ourselves. This being a wellness podcast, and come back strong, give our testimonies, kind of break down what we've experienced, the lessons that we've learned, teach you all, or not even teach, but tell you all some of the things to avoid when it comes to your health, stress, and your environment, and just come back stronger. So that's where we are.
And when we come back, we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we're going to tell you some of the things that we did to rejuvenate our life. And then we're also going to tell you what plans we have for the future.
All right.
And we'll be right back. Brown Women Wellness mission is to empower brown women and their families through education and products to help improve their family health and wellness through a lifestyle of easy and actionable steps. I'm Andretta Robinson, functional nutrition wellness coach. In 2008, I was diagnosed with an early stage of cancer. My doctor wanted to remove my womb as a cure, but I was determined there had to be another way. After lots of research, I found a curable alternative, forcing my doctor to treat it without any surgery. And in 2018, I was visiting my aunt in Atlanta after having lost my mother to heart disease and saw her health was in distress with high blood pressure and all things related. A visit to the health food store to formulate herbal teas, which is now called Brown Women Wellness Anti-Inflammation Tea, and a diet and lifestyle change turned my aunt's health around. I knew I had found my calling. We bring you healthy lifestyle information through our Brown Women Wellness website, our Brown Women Wellness Facebook group, emails, Instagram, and other social media websites, and our Well Honestly podcast. Find us. You'll be glad you did.
We back.
We're back. So,
right.
so let's give them some ideas of what we went through. What's interesting was we both got diagnosed with something very similar. I will tell you this, guys, the healthcare system, as you all already know, in the United States is broken. And you really don't realize how broken it is until you become a part of it. And I actually started feeling kind of weird. And I had an episode Thanksgiving where the stress just took me all the way out, and I found myself actually passed out and didn't even realize it. And I my blood pressure got really high. And so when I came back and that happened in Montgomery while I was visiting my father. And then when I came back to Chicago, I felt that I still wasn't feeling right one day. And I went to urgent care, and urgent care sent me directly to the hospital. And what they did was they ran a whole lot of tests. They really couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. But one of the things that I learned is when you go to the hospital, let them run every test they can.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I really got was a 100% a workup. I mean, I had two MRIs. I think I had so many scat cans. I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong.
CAT
CAT
scans.
scans, and I was tested for blood work several times, and they kept coming. The only thing they could come back with was I had high blood pressure. They kept telling me, and my blood pressure, by the way, has never been high, never ever. And then they wanted to test my heart, because one thing about Black women, when we come in and complain, because of the rate of Black women that are have heart problems and don't know it, the first thing they check is your heart. So they did all of that on me. They did all these workups. It took them a whole week to do this, by the way. And at the end of the day, I was talking to one of my physician client friends who said, "Did they check your thyroid?" And they checked all those things. And I'm telling you, here we are, $50,000 later, and nobody checked my thyroid. Then they checked it at the last second, and they said, "Oh, whoops, we do see something here on your thyroid." So I found out that I had hyperthyroidism, which is not hyper, which means I have an overactive thyroid. All of those tests that they ran, all of that they did, that's what it came down to. So what did Andretta do? Of course, that's the conventional doctors, and you know how we feel about that. They have their place. There's nothing wrong with conventional doctors. But I took it upon myself to visit with a napropath. A napropath doctor is a holistic functional doctor. And I found one that specialized in what I had. She actually is in Arizona. So I was doing telehealth. And the first thing she did was send me back for more blood work, because guess what? Naturopath doctors and functional medicine doctors read blood work totally different than your conventional doctors. What conventional doctors will say is safe, your functional medicine doctors will say, no, we don't like those levels. So her name was Dr. Andrea Purcell. And I'm going to tell you something. She got me together and she got Akila together. She got us together.
Definitely got me together because what I found was I don't have any thyroid issues or anything like that, but stress can target the weakest area in your system, in your body. A lot of people don't realize that. And one of my weakest areas is my digestive system, and it always has been. And so I found myself when, you got your grandfather that's kind of ill, not kind of is ill, and that's, weighing on you. But then you turn around and your parent goes down. I was there when she just had this whole episode and all of this stuff. So, all of that, taking care of that, it created more stress. And I realized that I was under. And it got to the point where I couldn't really eat and digest food properly without having some major issue with my stomach. It got really bad to the point where, I found out I had leaky gut, a lot of candida in my blood system. Like a lot of stuff was going on. And it also triggered extremely bad anxiety attacks. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize too, is that when you have digestive issues and it gets really, really bad, what you think is just anxiety from, everyday stresses of life or whatever, like those things are probably maybe more than likely gut related. So my anxiety got super high. I think I deal with, like most people in the world, general mild to low anxiety. Sometimes it flares just depending on stress, but this was like attacks. Like I couldn't even drive without having a complete breakdown of like panic attacks. Couldn't really think about much without having a breakdown of panic. Like it was bad. So found out that was linked to my gut. So I went on a journey to heal my gut and eliminate as much stress as I possibly could and just kind of reset myself. So, I think we both found out that we have the same kind of digestive issues. But what I like about this testimony of the last 3 months is that we bounced back.
Yes, absolutely.
And we bounced back stronger than ever.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to report that.
Absolutely. And so what we were saying to you is that no one is exempt from
life happening. No one is exempt from life happening.
Absolutely. So with that in mind, let me tell you guys what we have for the future. Okay, let's talk about it a little bit. So we're going to kind of change a little bit. If you go to our website, Brown Women Wellness, which is a website, because we're fueled by Brown Women Wellness.
Sponsored by, powered by, informed
Brown
by.
Women Wellness.
Brought to you by
Brown Women Wellness.
Yes.
So if you go there, you'll see that we're focused on some products, but we're about to do a few overhauls on our website and become more community focused. In the meantime, don't forget, you guys, you can always go to our Facebook group, Brown Women Wellness, for any updates, any information. We're there. And so we're going to fine tune a few things, and we're going to fine tune this podcast as well. So but don't worry, we're not going anywhere, because I heard from enough of you about the reruns enough already, okay, that you wanted us back into the studio, and we're back. But we've got some great things coming up in the future. We're going to get bigger and better and bolder. And I can't wait. What about you, Keila?
I'm excited because, we told ourselves that we were going to podcast for a year. And we were going to be consistent in that.
We did.
And we did it.
We made it.
we had went back and forth about doing this podcast for so long. Timing and logistics and things just weren't right. And then finally, Andretta said to me one day, she said, yeah, so we're doing a podcast and we're going to be recording tomorrow, or some wild time frame. And I said, what? And she's like, yeah, we just talked about it. We just got to do it. And so I said to her, and I said to myself as well, if we can do this for a solid year consistently, then I think that we can do anything else that we want to do with this podcast. So now that it's been over a year,
right,
a few months past a year, I'm excited to see where we can take this consistency because consistency is a muscle.
Absolutely.
So now that we got that muscle, we want to make it stronger. So I'm excited just to see, we talk about in the background, I think we've been saying this for a while now, that changes are coming, changes are coming. Well, change takes time. And if you want to give the people quality and if you want to create an impact and you actually really care, then you have to give everything its due diligence to care. So we have been working on some things in the background that I am super excited about, and I know that once it hits, you guys will be equally as excited about. So just stick with us.
And we appreciate you. We want you, and don't forget now, don't just stay in the background. We need you guys to like us. Find us on all social media outlets. We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
Everywhere. Just look for Well Honestly, and then tell us something.
Or Brown Women Wellness.
Brown Women Wellness. Plus, say something to us. We'd like to hear from you, please.
Yeah, I think one of the things, and I can say this, that I really, really want to do, and I think we'll do it at some point, but I just want to put the bug in the ears. Well, not only do we want to hear from you, we want to hear you on the podcast.
Yes,
that's right.
By the way, that's coming up because
yes,
now that we have an administrative assistant to work with us, she can actually schedule some time with some of our guests as well as some of our actual podcast listeners.
Yeah, we want to do live Q&As. We want to engage more with you all. I found out that I guess we were listened to in some Caribbean island. I can't remember the name of it.
Yes.
But, just knowing, sometimes we sit here, we don't know our reach.
Right.
At least I don't.
Right.
And then I hear these numbers, or I'll hear these cities and countries, and I'm like, huh?
Right.
So the people are listening, but we want to be able to engage more with you all. So it's a two-way street. So that is something that we definitely want to work on for this next year. For sure.
All right. So that's going to conclude this episode.
It was a pleasure.
Yes.
I feel like we need like an ending signature.
Okay, why don't you make one up now?
Yeah, peace out.
Peace out. She been saying peace out, you guys, for years.
Yeah, that's
all right.
really all I got, guys.
All right, peace out. Until the next time.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Well Honestly, the podcast. If you want to know more about us and our products, check us out over on our website at brownwomenwellness.com. remember, ladies, we are not doctors, and any information shared by us is not medical advice. Always follow your doctor's advice.
And don't forget to rate and review our podcast and let us know what you loved about this week's episode. And please subscribe to wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Feel free to email us and let us know what you would like to hear more of from us. Don't be afraid to say hi. We'll say hi right back to you.
Don't forget to find us across all social platforms at Brown Women Wellness. As always, show notes with links to what we talked about today in this week's episode will be in the description box below. Thanks for listening.